Hi, I'm Owen. Today's class we're going to be doing a quick session for our hips, trying to open in our hips quite a lot, which is very useful within our yoga practice generally and in day-to-day life. So we're going to start off seated throughout the majority of this session today. We can come into a position where we're starting off with the legs out in front of us. We're going to have a couple of movements here, which is a really good beneficial part of our hip opening as to warm up for more advanced poses or as a standalone practice. So those feet can be out in front of us to start off with, sitting up nice and tall. We'll keep the left leg straight, and then we're going to draw that right foot in towards the glutes. We're going to try and hold onto the foot with the left hand, so left hand, right foot, right hand onto the knee here. We're going to try and lift that foot up, rotating that right knee towards the front of the mat. Some of us may keep that leg quite low. If that's our limitation today, that's fine. Others may find that we can lift it up towards the chest. And if we do get higher towards the chest, we can go elbow crease in towards both the knee and the foot and interlacing the fingers here. From here, we're going to sit up nice and tall, as I say, and allow a gentle rotation out to the right. So we're trying to open up towards our right side and then come back. And we can link this up with our breath. So inhaling slowly to go out to the side. Exhale to come back to center. Inhale to open. Exhale to come back to center. And a final time here, inhale to open to the side. Exhale to come back to center. We can lower that foot down if it's still elevated, dropping that foot so that it's on the inside of that left thigh. Let the knee fall out to the side to our degree. That could be elevated slightly, it could be lowered. Keeping that left leg quite straight, we're going to look down the leg ahead of the foot, so towards the floor in front of it. Sitting up tall, we can inhale those hands above the head, exhale down towards that left foot. We might touch the foot, we might be on the shin, might be on the thigh. Wherever we are, trying to tilt the pelvis forward as opposed to rounding down through the spine. Draping over that front leg. And we could stay here if we feel comfortable here, or it's our limit. Or we could walk our hands slightly and slowly over to that right hand side, coming to around about 45 degrees and tilting forward into that gap between the legs. Again, if we're sitting up taller, the hands could be just in front of us, and that's absolutely fine. If the hands are out in front of us a significant way, making sure we've got straighter arms so that we don't bend the arms, causing more strain on our muscular system of the arms. Trying to use our skeletal system for balance. And we can walk those hands back to center. Come into the leg or the foot, draping forwards. And then we won't be able to go quite as far, and that's okay. Keeping both glutes grounded, we can walk those hands over to the left slightly this time. Not forcing things, still trying to tilt forwards. Having those hands on that left hand side of the left leg. This might be a bit more intense. Still breathing nice and slowly in and out through the nose. Walking those hands back to center, draping over that left leg for a final few moments here. And then inhaling those hands up above the head. Exhale to lower them to our sides, helping that right knee up with the right hand, extending that right leg to straight, having a second to bounce through the knees, shaking the legs side to side. You can stay facing the front of the mat. I'm just going to rotate for clarity because it'll be a little bit easier to see. Those legs can be out in front of us again. Sitting up nice and tall. The same applies, we'll bring that left foot in this time, having the hand on the sole of the foot and the knee, lifting that leg up to our degree, trying to rotate externally so that that left knee comes towards the front of the mat, trying to draw that foot and thigh towards the chest, possibly bringing the elbow creases to the foot and the knee or thigh, sitting up nice and tall. And then to our capacity, inhaling to open out to the left this time. Exhale to come back to center with that nice straight right leg. Inhale to rotate out, twisting out. Exhale back to center. Inhale back again, twisting out. Exhale to center. And a final time here, inhaling out to the side. Exhale back with care. Lowering that left foot down to the inner right thigh, letting the knee drop out to the side. Sitting up nice and tall, looking ahead of that right foot. So this helps us to guide ourselves forward as opposed to rounding down to the leg. Sitting up tall, we'll inhale those hands up, exhale down towards the foot, tilting that pelvis, not rounding through the spine so much. Drawing that belly towards the thigh. And again, we could be on the thigh or the hands, the shin, the ankle or the foot. Not pulling and forcing, keeping the hands more as an anchoring position, more static and passive than actively forcing our way down. We'll be here for just a few more rounds of breath. We have the option, if we wish, to then go out to the left-hand side of that left leg, around about to the 45-degree mark. Tilting forwards, possibly sitting up a bit taller if we need. Having those arms straightened out for structural integrity. Noticing how this difference in angle affects how we feel the stretch. Maybe we feel it a bit more on the inside of the groin of that extended leg. Maybe we feel it a little bit more on that left leg, the bent knee. Just taking note of how the body reacts as we walk those hands back to center. Staying in the center for just a moment, draping over that front leg. Having the option again, should we wish to go out to the right this time. Doesn't have to be very far. Trying not to lift the glutes, keeping ourselves nice and grounded through the glutes. Lightly twisting out to the right. Possibly noticing some opening through that left lat, so the top of that left back by the shoulder, depending on how deep we're going over to the side. Extending those arms out in front of us. Bringing those hands back to center where we'll stay for just a moment. Draping over that front leg, getting that nice deep hamstring stretch. Slowly inhaling to lift those hands up. Exhale to bring them to our sides, helping that left leg up this time. Extending through both legs. Again, you can face the front. I'll just rotate for clarity again. We can extend those legs out together, having a bit of a light bounce in the knees for the hamstrings to get a bit of movement. Bit of a shake side to side for the hip flexors. And we're going to make our way onto our backs. Taking our time to lower that head down carefully without it falling down. Checking in with the spine once we're there. Maybe we want a bit of a shake of the hips side to side. Then we're going to half extend that left leg. We're going to bring the right foot over the top onto that left thigh. So the ankle is on the left thigh, drawing that right knee forwards. We're going to bring that right foot towards the right knee. Then draw the left foot along the floor towards the glutes, possibly interlacing the fingers behind that left thigh, drawing those legs towards the chest. The right hand goes in the gap between both legs. Drawing those legs towards the chest. We might go deeper still, depending on how flexible we are, with the hands interlaced on the shin. Not forcing. Crucially, that right foot is flexed towards the right knee to protect the knee. Activating the tibialis at the front of the shin there. And then slowly lowering that leg back down, extending halfway to straight that left leg. So we've got room to bring that right leg off of the left, having that right leg halfway to straight and repeating on the opposite side. So left ankle goes to the left, the right thigh by the knee, drawing that left knee towards the front of the room, flexing the left foot towards the left knee, slowly sliding that right foot along the floor, interlacing those fingers behind the thigh, drawing that right knee towards the chest. Acknowledging any difference, possibly bringing the hands to the shin if we want to go deeper, but that being optional. That left hand reaching through the gap between both legs. There might be a bit of a disparity between both sides, that's okay. As we then lower that right foot back down, halfway extending that right leg, unhooking the left from it, hugging both knees in towards the chest, just temporarily having a sway side to side. Bringing those feet to the floor, keeping the feet together by the glutes, let the knees splay out towards the side, opening the book of the legs, shoulders relax down, hands either rest out to the sides, palms facing up like Shavasana. They could stack on the belly for that breath connection. One hand belly, one hand chest. Chin comes towards the chest, closing the eyes. Allowing gravity to draw the legs down. Quite a passive approach. Trying to soften with every exhale that occurs. Reducing tension in the hands, in the feet and toes. Allowing the shoulders to relax down towards the floor. The features of the face soften from the jaw, the lips, the cheeks, the eyes, the brow, the third eye, the forehead, and finally the crown of the head. We could stay here if we're comfortable too as our form of Shavasana, or if you want to go a bit more traditionally so, bring the hands to the outside of the thighs, slowly closing the book of the legs, extending those legs to straight, have them about as wide as the mat, feet fall out to the sides, palms draping out to the sides, stacked on the belly, one hand chest, again for these final few moments of our practice today. It's been a bit of a shorter hip opening session. You could do this at any time in the week. Bit of a short flow. So feel free to repeat this as much as you wish. Could be daily, could be once a week, after a particular session at the gym, whatever works for you. Hopefully you've enjoyed today. I'd just like to say I really appreciate you coming to the class, the session, this video in particular. There's currently people from all around the world actually watching these videos, which is incredible to see. There's 90 people subscribed at the time of this video. So thank you very much for being part of the journey for me, part of this different form of teaching that I'm undertaking with these online classes. It's been really fun to date and I'm looking forward to doing more of them. So feel free to subscribe, to like, to share. It's really interesting to hear where everybody's from. I've had people from all around the world already commenting, so feel free to let me know in the comments where you've undertaken the class. And from my perspective, thank you very much for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed the session. Hopefully for your day, your week, your month or year, you have a great time. Until we see each other again, all the best.